Hi everyone, I'm TasmaniaJones. I'm a runner of Fire Emblem Three Houses. So currently there's a name bid war which is going to be closing very soon, and then there's the category which after the first chapter will close. So this is Ferdinand von Ayer. He says it in the text box there, but
Are you going to...
yeah, so we just preloaded the file so we're not stuck. You can actually get stuck behind the door if you don't preload. So what we'll do is start a new game. We're playing on the fastest difficulty, so that's normal classic. So time will start when I press the select no to playing online. So we'll be starting in 3, 2, 1, start. Okay, so we're at the character selection screen, so we've just got a cutscene skip. And we'll be picking female Byleth. We're going to need her at least in 2 out of 3 categories. So I need the name for Byleth.
Yep. So the name is Suds McDo, capital S, UDS, capital M, C, capital D, U.
Actually, I need to go back, so we're just entering that in. So our main character is going to be Suds McDo. Is that correct?
Yep, that looks right to me.
Yep. And yes, and we can select the birthday. So we're going to select the 11th of 1st for... It's not too important, but it does save a little time if you select the birthday in the right month. So we're going to skip cutscenes again. I'm going to do a safety save here. So we're just going into the first battle. So the objective is to defeat the boss in this map. So started here. So we've got our 3 house leaders here. So firstly, we're going to skip all animations, and we're going to talk to Byleth with Suds McDo with Edelgard to get some support points. So in this map, we just want to get as much experience as possible, so we just want to keep moving forward with our Suds McDo here. And yeah, so this route's designed to give as much experience as possible while getting to the boss as fast as possible as well. So we just need to heal there. First level, we're looking... Okay, we got strength, so every strength level we hit harder with that, so yeah, there's a very small chance that we just get defeated here. Okay, we didn't get defeated, so strength defense, so we just got 3 levels. I'm looking, so we got 2 strength and 2 defense, so that's, yeah, so defense is semi-important because we need to take less damage, but we missed the other 2 stats. We want our speed to move, so we can move faster and actually attack faster and do double attacks, or dexterity, which means we can hit more reliably. So okay, so that's the end of the prologue. So just to give a hint into the story, so we've just been invited to be a professor at the Garrigmark Academy. And there's 3 houses in it which correspond to each of the categories. So you still got just a bit of time left while we go through these cutscenes. So we're going to be talking to the 3 house leaders. So once I accept there's a quest that you need to do, so steps to talk to the 3 house leaders. So I'll give it, once we go down from there, that's when the incentive will close. So firstly, we talk to Ray, who's the headmaster, and accepts the quest to talk to the 3 house leaders. We're going to zoom in to reduce lag. So our category incentive is going, I think we need to close it now, so still got a bit of time, bit to do, but so just
I hope you've had a chance.
Everything. Yeah, so this is why we preloaded, so we don't get stuck behind the door there.
Have you met the folks?
And Fine, so we still talk to Edelgard, Claude, and finally Dimitri here.
I hear you're investing.
I appreciate your effort.
Okay, this is the important decision, so
How are you?
I'll go to... Okay, so which house won the contest?
Yep, so that is Black Eagles at $469.
Okay, so we're going with the Black Eagle house, that's Edelgard's house.
So you're
No.
So that's fine, that's sort of another authority figure at the monastery. But, and your Flames is little sister, supposedly. So we've got just another loading screen, so the next, there's still a little bit of exploration we have to do, so. So this has a calendar system, so at the end of every month there's a battle that we need to do, so the first few months are a bit of mandatory exploration. So firstly we're going to, this is compulsory, so we just need to talk to Edelgard, and that's all we do on this map. And finish. Okay, so we're just about to come up to the battle. So if you play Black Eagles, you want to get support points with Edelgard. We'll need them for later, so we won't skip this cutscene immediately. So select the top option, and we get some support points with Edelgard. So this is a mock battle where we have to defeat all the enemies on the map. The other two professors and students from the other houses. So firstly, we're going to do a bit of setup here. Ideally, we'd solo this with our just Suds McDo, but we don't have enough firepower, so we're going to have our other units help. So we've got Ferdinand Bonai here, so move him up here. We've got Hubert, he can do some damage there. And finally, we're going to auto-charge, which means we're just going to have the rest of the units charge towards the enemy. Pretty self-explanatory.
Stay focused.
Move up here, heal safety, and move around here. So next thing we need to move up here, Ferdinand move down here.
I will prevail.
Yeah, so this is a fairly scripted fight. There's a few chances to miss, but it's otherwise terrible. And Caspar we used him as bait, so we'll do that. We need to hit. We didn't hit, but I think that's, we can recover from that, so we'll just use one eye there. And we want to give as much experience to Suds next door as possible, so we get as many boss kills as possible. 2 strength, 0 speed, that's not good, so we just need to use the other house layer chord, so we're going to take him, so we're now at finally 1 speed level, and just move up here. Okay,
I can fight through anything.
Unfortunately, Ferdinand got level up because he had to hit Hubert miss, so you need to hit Dimitri there. So last thing, auto charge to finish the map.
All right.
And that's the first map done. Okay, so now we're moving on to... So now moving on to the next chapter, chapter 2, which is another sort of tutorial chapter. Yeah, this game has fairly long load screens, even by Fire Emblem standards. So keep going. So we've got an explore segment coming up, so there's a few mandatory quests that we have to do here, so we'll zoom in again to reduce lag. So we need to talk to our father, Gerald, who will give us a quest to get some battalions. We're also going to move down here towards the greenhouse. So this monastery has a fast travel feature, but to use it, you actually need to visit the relevant section. So we're going to need the greenhouse for later. Next thing, we just need to talk to Edelgard here. And finally, to complete the battalion quest, we just need to go to the top floor of the monastery and pick up the tactics primer there. So that's done.
Thanks for your help.
Okay, so that's the explore phase over. So this is now the instruction phase. We can give our students various instructions. So Edelgar, we're going to go with axe and armor, and Linhart, we're going to go with faith, but we're going to leave everyone else on their default goals. Now, there's a lecture question every time that pops up.
What?
We're going to pick the worst answer for that. It's the one that gives no motivation, because it's, giving students motivation costs a little bit of time there. Next thing we've got coming up is just, so we've done our tutorial explore and training, so now this is a tutorial battle. Yeah, the objective here is just to defeat all the enemies, so we're primarily going to be relying on Suds McDo to do that. So, just wait. So we just need to defeat a heap of generic enemies, so deselect everyone.
Stay focused.
So we're going to stay in the forest. We're in a forest tile here, which means that we have a bit more chance to dodge these enemies. That's so yeah, just wait until we defeat everyone.
I'm not
27 strength. Okay, and then last thing we just need to go out here. And we should hit level 10. And we need to do this for our next main battle. So 18 strength is not, it's around average. So both our Suds McDo has around 45% chance to get strength per level. And that's the main stat we want for part 1, at least. So we've got more loads.
Time to read something while we load.
Yeah, I suppose you can. Yeah.
So as a reminder that we are AusSpeedruns, a group doing speedrun events to help raise money for charity. While we don't have any more donation incentives, all money that we raise does go towards Game On Cancer, a charity which funds early career cancer researchers working across all areas of cancer research. If you'd still like to generously donate, you can go to donate.ausspeedruns.com, type !donate in chat, or go to the whiteboard and donate in person. Thank you so much.
Okay, so just in the way, our students learned some skills, and we also went to a seminar with Manuel, so that gave us some sword and space skills, so sword skill that Suds McDo can use, and also some faith experience, mainly for Linhart. So we need level 10 so we could certify the thief, so that gives us 1 movement, and we also get a speed boost to 11 since we didn't quite hit that. Going to do a bit of inventory management here, so store. And marketplace, we're going to and so we're coming up to our first serious battle. So because I'm playing classic mode, if any student falls here, they don't die, but they fail the class, so they don't. So we're just going to leave. So what we're going to do is, we need to defeat the boss here, so we're going to move up here, but we're going to move some other units up here as well, so Hubert and Dorothea, and removing their weapons. So Hubert got hit, so we can keep moving. We need to. So if Edelgard falls, then we fail the map, so we can't let either Suds McDo or Edelgard fall. Whoops, we got Hubert just fell. And we can keep moving. Okay, I'm just going to heal for safety, but Quick heal. And then we're going to use Auto Battle Unites. That moves all our other students towards us. So now we can just keep going. We just want to get to the boss as quickly as possible, actually. So I messed up there. So there's a feature called Divine Pulse where you can
Stay focused.
undo or move, but you can only use it 3 times. So we're just going to move towards the boss and whoops, turned out of Dorothea there, down. Yep, keep moving. Fernand,
Careful now.
move here for safety. And Casper's down, so only Edelgard and Sudsmicdu are left. Yep, so we just got rid of every other student in the Black Eagles except Edelgard and Linhardt. You don't need the other students here, so firstly, I just need to remind myself that don't skip this cutscene, we need some support points here. So this cutscene, we need to select the correct dialogue option to get some more support with Edelgard. Yeah. Now, moving on to next chapter. This is chapter 3 coming up. So we've gone past most of the tutorial stages, so there's still a pattern of maybe explored and then a battle at the end. Next thing we need to do is, so we have to explore here, so we unlock the greenhouse so we could warp. We can warp using the bulletin board to quest need for story. So we're talking to Yuritsu here, so he's going to allow us to
ask.
unlock some more battalions. So battalions are armies that you can attach to units, so passively increases their stats, but also they have...
Do you want to hire this battalion? Thank you.
I can fix that. Petra's not quite defeated, but we can... Don't worry, I can fix that next map. So...
Professor?
We just unlocked the battalion guild so we can buy some more armies, and each army has passive stat boost and also have special skills that you can use around once or twice per map. So another thing we need to do here is buy birthday flowers for Edelgard. So next thing we need to do is mission. So moving fairly quickly through missions. Now I made a mistake. Yeah, Petra was supposed to get defeated on the last map, but we should be able to fix it on this map. So yeah, the early game we're basically relying on Sudsmicdu, so I'll just leave Petra here and then...
With this.
Yeah, so this is a Fog of War map, so we can only see it to range.
Get the victory.
You think?
So yeah, this is another scripted fight. So to get rid of the fog, there's a dark mage which just popped up there.
I will.
Okay, so once we get rid of this dark mage, the fog will clear and the boss will spawn here. So normally if you have one unit, you don't need to enter manually, but yeah. So Petra is down now. And I'm going to go for some safety spots here.
Lord.
Yes, the boss is all the way in the upper left corner. So I need to keep moving. And last thing, so there's the boss. We're going to attack him at 2 range. If you attack him at 1 range, he uses what's known as a gambit, so that's a battalion skill that will end up stunning you. So he has a 2 range weapon, so we just attack at 2 range with the bow. No, that is chapter 3. Done.
I
Time for a quick plug.
Yeah. There's another loading screen. Yeah.
We would like to give a big thanks for HyperX to be for being our major sponsor at this event. It's fantastic to have them on board to support the Game On Cancer initiative. HyperX makes fantastic microphones, keyboards, mice, headsets, and plenty other products, so that no matter what you play, if you're into gaming, they have something for you.
Okay, so this is the first month where we get an option to just skip to the mission date, so that we're going to do exactly that. We don't need to explore much anymore. So we've got another lecture question, no answer. Again. So we've got the 7 and 12 coming up, so that's a choir day, and we actually want to do choir here, so you can do various events to get support points with your students. So this is one that's basically free on the calendar. So this one, we just need 4 support points to get our guard. And we need all of our other students defeated because otherwise they could be there. And we really want Edelgard to get the support points there. Okay, so this is another straightforward map here. So apparently someone's broken into the Holy Tomb and there's people trying to steal the remains of, steal some sacred remains. So we're charged with stopping that, even though we failed to explore. So here we're going to see our first utility gambit. So we bought a gambit called, telling that has a gambit called Stride. So that increases our movement by 5 for 1 turn. So we're just going to move there. So the enemy in the middle is the Death Knight. He doesn't move, at least in normal and hard. So we just ignore him for now. Yeah, so we just have to defeat the boss at the top of the map. So that's some good stuff. And finally we can just charge to... That's the... You're going to be seeing Stride a lot in this run from now on. And we just got the Sword of the Career. That's a 1 to 2 range sword. So far we've only been able to attack at 1 range, but now we can attack at 1 to 2. But the problem is items have weight, and weight reduces your attack speed, so you're less likely to get a double attack, which does more damage. So we want to use it sparingly, really. And you only get 20 uses of it, but it does refresh partially per map, because we're skipping through everything. So coming up to a chapter that's generally problematic, it's potentially problematic if you're going for personal best or world record, and you can easily lose runs to it. So the month 5 so this is chapter 5, so we don't need to do any exploration again, so skip to the end.
I won't
Start.
Yeah, so this is going to be, so the first objective of this map is to defeat the boss. That sounds kind of easy. At least chapter 3 and chapter 4 have been easy so far, but this is on a different level, so we don't need Edelgard and Lenhart here. We're going to stop and replenish our battalion. So every time you take damage on your battalion. If it goes to 0, then you lose it. And that's bad. So the boss is all the way at the top of that tower there, and we have to go all the way around. So what we're going to do is hug the wall. So there's some archers at the top that will shoot at us, but we want to keep them there. And what they've actually done is lure some other enemies down. So we're going to switch to our new 1 to 2 range sword so we can defeat the mage. And what's our strength? 21, 12. So that's actually some fairly good stats so far. So 21 strength, 12%, 17 speed. So keep moving. Yeah, so we're going to take a little detour, although it's not really too much of a detour to get the Fortress Knight at the top left of the map. That there. So we're going to start that. So we'll keep moving. Heal up, since we don't have any other sources of healing apart from our Born Rays, which restore 10 HP each. So we're going to use our offensive gun on here, so Assault Troop, and stun that enemy in place. So we got a weapon, we got an accessory called the Accuracy Ring, so that, as you might imagine, increases your displayed hit rate by 10 points. So I'll clear out some archers here. Yeah, so in Black Eagles and Blue Line, you have to go all the way around. In Golden Deer, there's a strategy that allows you to skip a lot of the map because you have a student that has the right skills for that. But we have to go all the way around. Yeah, there's also a green unit called Gilbert. He takes only a few. He's resistant to a lot of physical attacks, but he's weak against mages. So this is the boss here, so we're going to attack at range. He has a very powerful weapon, so we don't want to get hit by that. And we're going to finish him off at range there. So that's not the end of the map, so there's a monster that's spawned, so a large force slam monster that has multiple health bars, and you're meant to fight monsters with multiple units, but we're just soloing it because it's... Provided you've got the stats, then it's faster. So every time a monster attacks, it will charge up an attack, and that charge up attack, you can't counter it, and it hits hard, so we've depleted our first health bar there. Yeah, so Gilbert, he tends to get defeated really easily, so we're going to break this barrier, hopefully. And yeah, we got a really good pattern, so we can just punch the exposed cell. So yeah, while the barrier is up, the monster only takes half damage and you can't critical hit it. So we want to break it with either a gambit or skill that will break the barrier there. So that was a really good chapter 5. You could actually get stuck perpetually defeated, and we've got an unskippable cutscene here, so...
Professor, please.
Doesn't matter in this route what options you pick.
The church. You please.
And boss cutscenes. Okay, so just in this story, so Flane, who we saw back all the way when we're picking our house, she's been kidnapped, so our mission is to rescue her. I put rescue in quotation marks since we're playing Black Eagles. So we've been fine with all the maps with our Seismic 2 up to now, but we need a little more firepower for the next map. So we are going to explore now, and go all the way to the marketplace. So there's a feature in this game that allows you to recruit either students or staff. For staff, if you've got a high enough level, they'll join. So we just need to be level 15 to let Shemir join. We're going to do a bit of pick up some items that we'll need later, and also explore some zones later that we need later. So keep going, and then that's the second thing we need to pick up here. And we're going to talk to Annette here and ask her for mission sets so we can temporarily recruit a unit for 1 month, and Annette has a useful skill that we'll need for the next map. So next we're going to talk to our father. He's got a quest that allows you to give gifts to students, so we're going to get the Wind Flask here, talk to Gerald, and
I have a request.
do the gift tutorial quest. So yeah, so we can give gifts to students to increase support points. with them. So we're going to give some gifts to Edelgard here. So we need to give the bear and the boots. And then that's all the mastery we need to do, so we'll skip forward, skip that. Very important that, so we've got enough support points for Edelgard to support, so we're going to accept that, and we actually need to do that to get some more support with Edelgard. So we're going to do more wrong watch questions again. So we're just skipping straight to the end of the month. Again.
I'm finding.
Yeah, so we recruit Shamir since we actually need her for the next map. So Shamir is a pre-promoted sniper, so archers in this game generally have 3 range, but which is more than the 2 we have with Sudsmic do, but they've also got a skill called Curve Shot, which gives us +1 range, and it turns out that we're actually going to need a 4 range attack to do the next map quickly. So, upcoming up we have to rescue Flame. So, 2 options we have: either defeat the Death Knight in the center, or defeat all other enemies except the Death Knights. But this is so we've got Shamir, so we can attack the Death Knight out of 4 range here.
Battle.
Yeah, we need to. That's
Stay focused.
So yeah, we bought a net for rally strength, so that gives Shamir enough. Allows her to hit harder and also gives her enough speed to not get doubled attacked by the Death Knight. And we've got Windheart just to heal up Shamir there.
Stay vigilant.
So just 3 curve shots is enough to defeat the Death Knight and clear that map. Okay, we've got a lot of unskippable cutscenes coming up, so if you've got any donations or plugs, go ahead.
Professor,
Yep,
Yes.
we currently don't have any donations to read out, but while we don't have any more incentives, you can still in fact win some fabulous prizes as thanks to HyperX. If you donate $20 or more, you can go into the chance to win a HyperX set of CloudBud earbuds, sorry. And as a reminder that we are AusSpeedruns, a group doing events to raise money for charity. For this event this year, we've been raising money for Game On Cancer. We've actually passed $8,000 at this PAX event, which is fantastic. Game On Cancer funds early career cancer researchers who are working across all areas of cancer research. If you would like to generously donate to the cause, you can go to donate.ausspeedruns.com. Either type !donate in the chat, or you can go to the whiteboard in person in PAX to donate. Thank you so much.
So now we're just setting some. So we're now in month 7, so we just change some of our goals. So Edelgard no longer needs armor rank. We need it so she gets weight -3. So that allows us to wield heavy weapons without losing as much speed. Yeah, but now we want axe flying. We'll need the flying rank for later. And Shamir the riding just so she doesn't learn as much. So solo riding or solo flying the shortest skill. So now we're coming up to the big mock battle. So this is a 3-way battle where we have to defeat all the other students. So firstly, before we forget, we need some more support points for Edelgard so we can get that in the first cutscene. Yeah, so our job is to defeat every other student on the map. And that can be, so because there's 3-way, it's quite unpredictable. There's an opening that can do, but it's... So firstly we're going to remove the battalion from flame, and then we're going to top up our battalions again. So this is the big 3-way battle.
The police.
Firstly, just for our thing, we're just going to get Sudsmic to the sense the map.
Stay focused.
We'll get defeat Ash next. So Yeah, so we're going to be again soloing this with Tasmaniajones. We're at 23 strengths, which is actually it's fairly good. We're going to do is move into this frog. We've got a lot of enemies that target us, so we're also going to move Flame next to Tasmaniajones. So Flame has a skill that reduces incoming damage by 3 per hit. And she can also heal.
Thank you.
Do a bit of healing. We don't want her to get too much experience, so retreat back in here. Yeah, there are some enemies, at least in Black Eagles, that will automatically target Tasmaniajones, so yes, yeah, and when you're doing practice, you just practice this run several times and see what kind of iterations you get. So, you can just enter in here. We just need to get rid yeah, so yeah, it looks like the blue lions won most of that, so actually, yeah.
So steadfast.
Looks like we have to clear a big giant mess. Yeah, the good thing is that the Ju and Dimitri at the top, they've gone towards the golden deer, so they can probably help distract. So next we need to move here. Probably
I'd like to take it easy.
yeah, so unfortunately there's a blue line over there that doesn't. They're charging towards me, so that's not good. Yeah, ideally the other two houses wipe each other out, but that didn't happen here, so looks like we're stuck.
Be mindful.
I am fine. Am I not?
Yeah, I got really
Stay focused.
bad blocks. That's not good.
Stay focused.
Yeah, that's another. That's bad.
It's careful now.
I'm good. Yeah, so that Armored Knight, the Jew, has a lot of defense, so yeah, that's good. Actually, though, that one probably needs to go up again.
Be mindful.
Careful now.
Yeah, let's do that.
Be mindful.
The last enemy here is called one of the other house leaders.
Stay focused.
We've had some really bad luck in positioning, so normally you'd aim to beat this in about 15 turns, but we're at turn somewhere in 20s, I don't really know. 26 turns, that's way too long normally for this. So. Okay, so we've got some more things. And yeah, and we actually broke the Sword of the Cray. That's not common either, but
It is clear.
so we've got a Blessed Lance, and actually we're going to throw that away. And so that's the big mock battle. So now that we've passed the mock battle, there's been an upgrade to the weapon shop and battalion shop. So you can buy better weapons and better battalions now. So we got a birthday gift from Edelgard there. So every time it's your birthday, you get special gifts. Yeah, so it's sort of, just to give some background, so there's been a disaster at Sudsmixdu's home village, so we've been sent to investigate it. So again, we're going to skip to the end day there. So a few things I am going to do here. So I'm going to need to buy some upgraded weapons and battalions, and also do a bit of inventory here as well. Yeah, so this is another, well, you first need to find the boss and then defeat the boss on this map. So we're going to move Blessed Lance over the flame to free up the spot on Sudsmixdu, and we're going to buy an Armor Slayer.
Is that thanks a
And
bunch?
then we're going to hire some
Is that the one?
Pegasus Co for
Is that the one?
Sudsmixdu, which is, it's a battalion with more hit rate, and we're going to need a better hit rate.
I
now.
will
So
prepare.
as normal, stride to move,
Stay focused.
further up. Yeah, so all the villagers have gone crazy since they did blood experiments with Flame, who got kidnapped. We need the Armor Slayer to get past this enemy here. And we've crossed the zone, so turns out the Librarian's really evil, and our job's now just to defeat him.
Ano-
What, 23, 12, so... Skipping that.
You
Okay, so the next chapter, Ray has actually decided to hold a ball and dance competition in this month. So the dance competition is actually going to be important to us since it's our only opportunity to get the dance class. For those not familiar with Fire Emblem, a dancer can use their action to let another unit move again. The main thing is that, yeah, so you need there's a stat called Charm, and you need at least 14 to win the competition, and you can only select one of your students. So fortunately we picked female Violet, so female Sudsmixdu, I mean. But yeah, firstly we'll get the dance competition. Dance competition.
May I
so
ask a favor of you?
So if we go to the stables, there's a student called Sylvain who really likes flirting with women, and it turns out if you're playing as a female, then he'll automatically join you without any,
Great.
no further questions asked. So just recruit, and we can just straight up recruit him. Turns out and we'll also select him as the dancer. Turns out he has enough charm to win the dance competition, so he's a really convenient pick for us. Finally, we need to give Edelgard some more gifts to build up support points there.
How did you?
Gifts.
Thank you.
So just give up all the remaining gifts, and then that's all our monastery work.
Huh.
Yeah, so it turns out Sylvain's goal suggestions is just faster to do. Not this. He has 2 goal suggestions. So when he gets to certain ranks, it'll come up, but the first one's faster. So here's a dance competition. So we'll see who's up. So there's two random students from the other houses. So we've got Ash and Leonie versus Sylvain.
Oh, I vote.
So of course Sylvain won since he has enough charm to do that. So we've now got the dance class. So we've got a few more cutscenes to go through. Yeah, so whoever has the highest support with you, you'll get a scene with them in the God's Tower. We don't need to do anything there.
Got it.
So you'll see that Winhart just learned the skill called Warp. So we'll actually need it this map. So firstly, we need to manually reclass Sylvain to Dancer. And we also won some tea leaves from the dance competition, but we're going to sell them since having those as around is... basically, in part 2, if you've got tea leaves, they'll ask you to have a tea party instead of just by birthday flowers, and you have to manually cancel the tea party by actually moving your cursor. So this map, so now the students that have turned into monsters, so there's 4 monsters that we need to defeat on this map, so that's the correct setup. Firstly, try to get everyone moving. We're playing here to break a barrier and get defeated. We don't need her for the rest of the run. Shamir, if we use an offensive gambit, you cause the monsters to always target you, so we want to do that instead of targeting the other students. So next we need to...
I'm on it.
Yeah, so each monster has 2 health bars, and we want to break these barriers. So next thing we need to do, we need to use Warp to... Firstly, you can use Equip to change another unit's equipped weapon, and we're going Warp. Sudsvik do up here, so she's in range of the next monster there. And we broke the barrier, so... Next thing, use Shamir to clear out the bottom monster. We've got 2 more monsters left. That's not what we're going to need to do. So we can use Restore. So if the monster hits us, we reduce 6 strength, but that could be bad. Okay, that's not good. So what we can do is...
Stay focused.
I'm on it.
I think, yeah, we might need to take another turn on this map, since... No, that's not what we want to heal up. Yeah, our Sudsvik got kicked too much, so we need to... do this. What's that? Okay, so Gerald got rid of the monster for us. That's convenient, so we didn't need our 4th turn now. Yeah, it turns out this was all a trap, so yeah, so those not familiar with the story, yeah, there's someone who you just rescued just killed Sudsvik's father. Yeah, so that's a little unfortunate, but typical Fire Emblem dad stuff. Yeah, so Violet's Sudsvik is really sad now, but our next job is to defeat the person that killed our father there. going to go through again.
My efforts.
Time for a quick plug.
Yeah,
Yeah, we would just like to thank HyperX again. We're thrilled to have them on board to support the event this year. Cure Cancer and the Game On Cancer Initiative do incredible work, and it's fantastic to have that work supported by HyperX. They believe that anyone can achieve their best with the gaming spirit, and are proud to put theirs to work in supporting such a fantastic cause as Game On Cancer.
okay, so the objective of this stuff is to, defeat the person that killed your father. At least that's what the initial objective is. So I'm just going to do a quick stat check. So 24 buildings, so no, we're not getting there. So we're going to just do a bit of moving around.
Look,
Yeah, so
I will prevail.
just straight up to move
Stay focused.
further. So this boss is really annoying, as should be for an assassin. So basically, if you attack at one range, you lose. Wait, we got a critical. Attack at one range, you lose 30 hit rate. If you attack at one range, you lose 3. You take 30 less damage. If you hit from 2 range, you have 30 less hit. Fortunately, we have the accuracy ring, which makes it a lot better. So. Yeah, so in other routes, you don't actually have the accuracy ring, and so it's actually a lot worse. So we can just move our dancer up here, and since we got lucky crit, so we can just finish the map in one turn. So stride will persist across the 2 different phases. And also, Sazmikdu has now got a much more powerful sword. It's now increased by 8 damage per hit, and it also weighs less. So so we've defeated both bosses. So we're coming up to a very important chapter here. So this is chapter where Sazmikdu has turned green. Edelgard's a little thinks that's a little suspicious. So there's one thing they're looking for, so if everything goes right, then yeah. So we now have another support for Edelgard, and we need to get this one again. So we now have a C+ support rank. So what important things to remember here is so we just got a promotion to Enlightened 1, so that gives us a little more damage. Very important. So we're not going to skip straight to the mission date, otherwise bad things happen if you don't skip to the mission date.
Got it.
I'm finding.
So going to explore, so this is the last month. So we're going to go to the entrance hall, and Edelgard's here, and we need to talk. We need to have a talk with her.
Professor?
Okay, there's a long unskippable cutscene here, so first thing, make sure so this will only turn up if you've got a C+ support. If you don't, then you can't go with Edelgard. So long unskippable cutscene here, so any donations, plugs, go ahead.
Yep, we do have $20 from Zerxam that says, let's go. And as a friendly reminder that we are AusSpeedruns, a group doing speedrun events to raise money for charity. For this event in particular this year, we're raising money for Game On Cancer, a charity which funds early career cancer researchers who are working across all areas of cancer research. If you would like to donate, you can go to donate.ausspeedruns.com or type !donate in the chat. Thank you.
This is a very important story chapter. So we've been taken to the Holy Tomb by Wraith. We'll do some quests she has some questionable plans, but it also turns out that Edelgard's actually betrayed us. So she's actually no longer in our party for now. So we've got our other units, so I'm going to do this setup here. So as normal, so we move the Strike Gambit to Shamir. So
Stay focused.
I'm going to remove Linhardt here. So we need to clear out these 2 armored knights. Otherwise, we still need Linhardt, who's the guy with the green hair. So going to use Seismic 2 and Dance to take it out.
Truly amazing.
Yeah. So, yeah, the Imperial Army is basically stealing crest stones, but we're going to finish them up long before they have time to retreat. So we're going to use our stride again to get our movement up. Yeah, so unfortunately there's a large cliff at the bottom there, but yeah, Linhardt learned a skill called Warp, which allows you to move
I'd like
Move
to
a
take
unit.
it easy.
a few spaces, and it works up cliffs. So I'll just use Warp to go up the cliff, and then that's enough. That's bad. Yeah, so Edelgard actually has, yeah, that is unfortunate. So what I'm going to do is use the Armor Slade that does more damage. Yeah, so what Edelgard does, she actually has, now we know she has the Crest of Flame, so that has a chance to heal her on every attack. And unfortunately we got hit, and she activated it, so we need to use a more powerful weapon here. So we're coming up to a decision that if you've made the, so we've got a decision to make here, so
You have to. So,
decide with Rhea or Edelgard, and since we're playing Black Eagles, we're going to side with Edelgard there. I'm going to let this cutscene play out.
you.
So it turns out Rhea was
Wait, what are you?
Words.
really questionable all along.
So, this is the choice you have made. You are just another failure. Your presence, I will hide.
Yeah, it turns out that in true Fire Emblem fashion, she's actually a dragon.
That must.
Yeah.
So we've been looking for a dragon all along, but now we actually made the sensible decision to go with Edelgard and not buy a dragon that rules over the whole continent. So that's the end of chapter 11, and now we can't go back to the monastery since Rhea obviously wouldn't allow it.
That was.
Yeah, so our next mission is this. Yeah, so our next mission here is just to, you know, Garrick Mark, the place that I've been teaching at. Our job is actually to invade it and defeat Rhea now. So this is Black Eagles is the only story that has a major branch just because of Edelgard's importance in the story. Yeah, so the original objective of this map is to defeat 3 bosses around the left side, right side, and center of the monastery. So that's our starting goal. And again, we're going to be relying on Seismic 2 for this. So we don't need our other units deployed here. I'm just going to do a quick... We're going to replenish battalions just to be safe. Yeah, so Garrick Mark turns out to have breakable walls, and we're going to use those.
Stay focused.
So we're just going to go... Yeah, if we go through the center, there's actually some enemies that spawn, so we're taking a little detour here. Next, we need to get rid of this armored knight. And there's another breakable wall here. Yeah, so we've got some other green units, but they will just get defeated. That's perfectly fine. We're gonna wait here for 4 turns. Yeah, if you cross the door too early, then the other enemies start charging, and that's bad because they'll charge towards Edelgard. So it's turn 9, so we'll just move up here. Yeah, so the other bosses will start charging towards Edelgard. So we need to wait until turn 9 to go up. And so Rhea turn spawns if you take too long to defeat the enemies, but the goal is now just to defeat her, and we can just run up and attack her. And that's the end of part 1 of the... So Raid unfortunately turned into a dragon and knocked us off a cliff, so now we're going to sleep for 5 years. So that's the end of part 1. We're now moving into part 2. You notice that we've actually kept Edelgard at level 1 this whole time. So as a quality of life feature in normal mode, any unit at level 1 gets auto-leveled to level 20, and they will gain stats accordingly. So we saved 19 level up animations on Edelgard by keeping her at level 1. And we've also been training up her axe and flying rank, so... And she'll need that. Since she's level 20, she can go straight into an advanced class. And one of those classes is called the Wyvern Rider, and I'll show you later. So we just need to do a little setup now to...
Well.
Need to do a little setup. Yeah. So we've also got another year. So remember the Death Knight? He's also joined our forces since he's allied with the Empire. So we've got 2 powerful units, so Edelgard and Yuritsa. Just need to do a bit of inventory. So Edelgard. Steering. We have an energy drop which gives us 2 extra strength, so we're going to use that. Abilities, remove sword, we're not going to use that, and also we're going to do a little bit of stuff. So Edelgard's got a battalion called Supreme Armored Crew that she got over. So it's a special battalion she gets at the start of part and near the end of part 1. So we're going to buy Silver Axe and Grave Axe and Ink Certify. So we're going to compare Edelgard to Wyvern Rider. So that's an upgrade from 4 move to 7 move, and also a flying class, so we can go over obstacles. Yeah, so we're now going to our mission. Now I've done all our setup. So now over the 5 years, Edelgard's declared war against the other 2 factions. Two factions, so the Kingdom, the Alliance, and also, of course, the Church. So firstly, we have to defeat the people, go for the Alliance first, even though, well, they're less powerful, and also Edelgard kind of doesn't trust Claude, so... So the objective is now just to defeat the boss near the lower right corner, so again as usual, right? So we're using Yuritsa, Death Knight, he can use magic to clear this Armored Knight.
What's the plan?
Again, use our Dancer for him to move again, and then Yuritsa can just defeat the boss. That's the map done. And Yuritsa didn't even get a level. Okay, I think there's just a lot of cutscenes and loads coming up, so any Pugs donations?
Would just like to take this time to thank HyperX for being our major sponsor for this event this year. It's been fantastic to have them on board to support the Game On Cancer Initiative. They make fantastic microphones, mice, keyboards, and headsets and plenty more, so that no matter what you play, if you're into gaming, they have something for you. I actually have a pair of these same headphones at home, and I've been using them for months, and they're still just as comfortable as they are when I got them. They've been fantastic.
Okay, so now it's part 2, new set of lecture questions, same thing, pick the worst answer. So this month we're now going to battle directly against Claude himself. So it's his last stand.
It's within.
Yeah, so we used Cosmic to award in part 1, but for part 2, since Edelgard got all those levels and has the training to access Wyvern Rider, and Flying Cast is a really good in Fire Emblem, she's now going to be our main unit we're relying on. So this is a defeat boss map where Claude's all the way on the other side. So again, no setup.
There are 3.
So we're going
What's
to
my
just move
strategy?
here, and we're going to move everyone around.
Now it's
So we've both reinforced. Duretsa just died. So Lysithia here
clean
just
up.
used Dark Spikes on the Death Knight and got rid of him. We don't need Duretsa anyway, so what we're going to do is... Yeah, so Lysithia is one of the few units you can... So we're going to recruit
Fair warning.
her. It's one of the few units you can actually recruit post-time skip.
What's the plan?
So dance again. So we're now going to use a combat art called Raging Storm. So that allows you to do another move after you've used it. And you can do that as long as you have durability. So you can use that to get straight to Claude in the same turn. And
I see.
you can either choose to spare or kill Claude. I chose to get rid of Claude since he lost the donation incentive, so bad luck. Okay, so that's the alliance dealt with now, but we've still got two factions left, so we've got the kingdom and the church left to deal with. Yeah, so this month there's been... You remember Seth and Flane from a few chapters ago? So they're now trying to recapture the monastery, so it's our job to stop that. Yeah, so Lysithia will have some goal requests, but we'll just... It doesn't really matter whether you accept or decline those.
Professor.
Yeah, so we did... You'll notice we did recruit Lysithia on the last map. Edelgard can handle most enemies, but there's some enemies that are really resistant to physical damage. So Lysithia is a mage, so she's going to help with one unit in particular later. Yeah, so the objective of this map is now getting a little more complex. We have to defeat three bosses, and turns out maybe 4 if you don't play it optimally. So we're just going to do a bit of setup here, move our dance over here. Yeah, so your normal stride setup
Let's
there.
clean up.
So the bosses are all the way at the bottom, so we need to get the
I'm
distance
grateful
there.
for the
So
Empire.
have Edelgard attack this for another level. We want her to hit 35 strength on this one, and she just did, so we can move her here.
What's the plan?
Dance. So there's a sniper boss here. We're going to Raging Storm that. Move again. Raging Storm Setheth. He's not quite dead. He's really bulky, but that's why we have another Raging Storm. Playing Setheth got killed, and we got Alois here, who we met at the start of the game. We could just get rid of him with the Brave Axe. So that's how to do this map in one turn. Just use a lot of Raging Storms. Let this cutscene play a little, yeah. So unfortunately you killed Seth, and also even though you technically
Seth, first my... Must you take everything from me?
Lady Rhea.
No, you will be changed.
even though you didn't kill Flame technically, it's still cutscene acts because you still killed them both. So Rhea goes on a mad rant because you basically killed her family. Yeah, unfortunately, yeah, so as Randolph and Lalisava here, two Empire generals you saw back in Chapter 12, they also got killed in that battle. Little unfortunate. But this is, yeah. Yeah, so now I dealt with the church invasion, we're now going to invade a kingdom fortress. Yeah, so Edelgard actually promoted to Emperor, which is a 5-mood armored class, so it's 2 less moves than what we had originally. So that's... Armored classes are not exactly good for speedrunning, so... Fortunately we can change classes back, but we'll do that near the end of the month. Yeah, so this map we're required to defeat several bosses, so this is actually a defeat. Next map will actually be a defeat 5 boss map, so 5 kingdom bosses, although one of them questionably you could pull it from the kingdom. So switch back to our flying class. Just needs to do a little repositioning here again. And we should be good. So, have to defeat. Yeah, so we're going straight up as normal again.
I'm great. That's my
We
strategy.
just need to stun this group of enemies. So we're going to have Cosmic do use Gambit on that paladin there. Have Edelgard Brave Axe the first boss. That's Rodrigue, that's Felix's father, and Edelgard just defeats him. Then gonna set up another dance here.
I'm awake.
Move our units up. So we've got our second boss here, Gwendol. He's an armored unit, so he's really like wakes the axes all times. So that's an axe we picked up in the last chapter, and that's really effective against armored units. Finally, we can just use charge to move Lysithia up and defeat one of the other enemies there. So we've got 2 out of 5 bosses so far. Got Felix next here, so we just need to guard it.
Let's make this quick.
We can work with that.
There you are.
Okay, so Felix is down now, so that's 3 out of 5. Move Quinn hard up, and then need to move Edelgard up as well. Next thing we need to do is warp Sudsmik over the houses, and we check our warp range. We've got 4 warp range, so that's okay. So, and then next we're going to pick up Hexrock Shield to take less damage, and we need to break the barrier of this monster. So a Gambit will break several tiles at once. So it takes 2 hits normally to break it, though 1 if it's effective. Move Edelgard up, and then move our other units up. So we've now broken 2 out of 4 barrier tiles of this monster here. So we've got Shamir here, so she's got the 4-range curve shot. So we can use her to break the last 2 barriers. And once you break all the barriers, you get some material. So we got a Garthium from that monster there. And we're going to need that. So defeat Cornelia here, so that's the fourth boss. And then finally last boss is Ingrid, so Edelgard should be able to defeat her. Oh, and that's the map done, so 5 bosses in 4 turns. Any plugs or donations? There's still a few cutscenes and loads, and this is probably the last chance. We're coming up to endgame, so...
Yeah, no worries. We'll take this chance to once again thank HyperX for being our major sponsor at this event. It's fantastic to have them on board to support the Game On Cancer initiative. HyperX makes fantastic headsets, keyboards, microphones, and mice, and plenty other products. And they believe that anyone can achieve their best with the gaming spirit, and are proud to put theirs to work in supporting such a great cause as Game On Cancer. Thank you so much.
Okay, so we're coming up to endgame. So now we're going to be facing off against Dimitri and Rhea in the next map. So combined Kingdom and Church forces. Yeah, so this is going to be the last month of the game. So again, pick through.
Now.
So learn our final set of skills here, and now we'll go straight into our final set of battles. So the upcoming map is another Defeat 5 boss map, although some of the bosses are not they'll come in later. And we've got Edelgard, but we've only got 1 Raging Storm left, so one Raging Storm's not much. I think, yeah, well, it should be okay.
We are uncertain.
Let's clean up.
Try it up again.
I'm grateful.
Yeah, so one of the bosses spawns in the
What's my
lower
strategy?
upper left corner, so we're going to get Subject 2 to move up there.
For the Empire.
I'm awake.
The other bosses are
What's the plan?
to the right somewhere. So firstly, there's a enemy that has 10 range here, so we're going to defeat them with Raging Storm. And our Axbrook. Then we've got another Armored Knight here that we can defeat with the Dark Zoltan. So we're at 1 out of 5 bosses so far. And one of the bosses just spawned on 1 turn here, so Rhea is actually just spawned now. She's just spawned there. Fortunately, we've got Edelgard, we can just Brave Axe her. So we're now at 2 out of 5 bosses. And we'll move towards up there. We'll now move. Yeah, we'll now move Subject to up here, just to lure one of the other bosses. We're going to stride up here. So Lysithea the mage we recruited, we're going to start moving her towards one of the other bosses. So firstly do that. Then, so we need Linhardt to warp Lysithea over the river there. And just use auto charge, so she'll go after that boss, so Juju, who annoyed us a lot earlier, but she's a magic user, so has a really easy time. Oh, that's fine. Yeah, so Linhardt's expected to die, but Lysithea also got probably critted, so turn 3 we just need to... No, that's not quite it.
I may not survive.
Hopefully... we've got two of the most annoying bosses. One that has small chance. That's not the right attack.
I may not survive.
Yeah, so this boss actually has a chance to survive at 1 HP or halve your damage. Fortunately, we bypassed that.
Forgive me.
And we've got one last boss here, so he's on the Void Tower, but Edelgard has axes that are good against Lances, so she has a fairly good hit right there. So this is the second last map, but unfortunately we're all out of Raging Storm uses. And that could be a little problem. So this is the final map coming up. Yeah, so this is the final showdown against Race, that dragon that was in control of Folden for far too long. Okay, so just for the timekeepers, the time will be when the ending cutscene starts playing. So we just need to move our dancer here, and also very importantly, we got some materials. So our Garthian that allows us to repair our. So firstly, repair our axe with Raging Storm. So that should be all. Yeah. So the boss is all the way at the top. So we're going to use Stride to get some as usual, to get some distance there, and also a dance there. So we go out to this Sarkanite, so we can just Raging Storm, so we can move again, and here's the boss, so I think we can dismount, and yeah, just use Raging Storm, use all our 5 Raging Storms. 44. Okay, well, we've still got 1 Raging Storm left. It's broken. We still got Brave Axe, which we can use. But 3 health bars out of 4 down in first turn, and we're done. Whoops, that's okay. And so that's the final boss there, and that's time. And so, yeah, so thanks to your donations, Edelgard saved the world from a dragon in disguise. Yeah, I'd like to give a shout out while this final cutscene is playing to just the event organizer, so AusSpeedruns, just Pax Australia, HyperX, Cure Cancer, and other sponsors, and also just from some of the runners from the Fire Emblem Three Houses community. So Aeon Frodo's another Australian runner who's run this game before, and there's also some other people who've worked on the ring, so Kirby Master, Claris, Devi Yasi, and there's been some other runners as well. And if you're interested in running this game, then there's the Fire Emblem speedrunning Discord, so the link to it should be on speedrun.com if you look for any main series Fire Emblem game. So I'll let the cutscene go for a little longer. Yeah, so the dragon's dead. What price did we pay for?
Is it over?
And oops, Studs McDoo's dead. Dead now. Or so it seems. Yeah, and Edelgard's really upset. She expected that you'd betray her, but yeah, thanks to your donations, we decided to join her this time, so got this. So it turns out her heart hasn't been beating all this time. But now it has, now that we finally got rid of. So Ray, that dragon, actually put that crest stone in her heart and stopped it from beating, so we're about to be back to normal. So now our green hair's gone and it'll fade back to blue. And that's why I'm in Three Houses, Crimson Flowery. There's a bit after this, but there's just credits and dialogue. So I think we're